Yeah, guys. Okay, so you can start. Sagar.
Sandeep.
Yeah. Turn on your camera.
Sandeep, I'm not well today. I'm suffering from a cough.
Okay, so okay, then you can just listen. So I will ask this. Yeah, Rohit.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me what are the types of OS we have in Linux?
OS in Linux.
I mean the flavors of Linux.
Okay. The flavors of Linux. Okay. The Red Hat, RHEL based, then Debian.
Mm.
Then the other one is Ubuntu. Yes. These are the ones that I have been worked on.
Okay. So can you tell me what do you mean by pipe in Linux?
Huh?
What do you mean by pipe?
Pipe.
Yeah. In
Pipe
Linux you use.
the shell scripting you meant, or
In
the
Linux
normal.
there is a normal pipe in Linux you are using, right?
Okay, that is we pass the output of the first argument to the second one.
So tell me what you mean by symbolic link in Linux?
Links. They are the links which for the files. We will refer it with the links. Like
Tell
soft
me
and hard.
types of what is the difference between soft and hard link?
Soft one, the soft link is if we both are the representation for the actual file, but the soft link will not retain the data. If the actual file is deleted, the soft link will be broken. But for the hard link will into the actual data of the file, so that even if the file got deleted, the copy will it will have the copy of the file, the hard links. And if it comes to the different soft link can be used for cross system data, but hard links cannot be used for the cross system data.
Okay, so what do you mean by app command?
Oh, sir, your voice is not audible to me properly. Can you speak a bit louder?
One second.
Huh?
Change the network.
Okay.
Okay, is it okay now? Okay. So what do you mean by awk command?
Awk command. Awk command is used to filter out the data in the column format. If we have any particular file with number of lines, we can divide it with the command. Through the column wise, we can define a delimiter so that, yeah.
Okay, can you explain me the Git branching strategy?
Yes, if Git branching strategy, yeah, in our organization, we have, we deploy the application through the main branch for the prod, and then with the main branch, we will branch out a development branch for the developer's purpose. So every feature will be developed, will be developed. So once the feature is completed and testing is completed from the developer end, the unit testing, then it will be merged back for the development. Once the development is complete, we will branch out the QA from the develop for the testing purpose. So then from the develop itself, the UAT will be branched out for the user acceptance testing. Once everything is complete, we will merge the whole code back into the main branch for the production purpose. And if there is any bug, if the tester finds any bug, then they will create a ticket for that particular one. Then the developer will fix the bug in the feature branch. Then they will merge back the code for the development branch, and then after the testing is complete, if the bug is fixed, the same code will be merged back to all the branches like UAT and QA, and then the main, if everything works good. And yes, this is the branching strategy. If there is any critical error comes up, then the hotfix branch will be created from the main branch. Once it is tested, then the code will merge it back to all the branches for the syncing purpose.
Okay. So how do you extend a volume in Linux?
How do you extend a volume?
Extend a volume. Yeah.
Okay. So if we use any cloud platform for that particular purpose, then we will create a new volume, EBS volume. Then we will attach that volume to that particular instance using the console or the Terraform.
Tell me the procedure how you're going to.
So okay, if I use the console, I will create a new EBS volume that for that particular purpose. If the client needs 200 GB of data, then I will create that much amount of EBS volume. Then I will mount. In the console, I will attach that volume to that EC2. I will go to the EC2 instance tab. Then I will attach that. I will click on the EC2 instance options, and I will attach it to the EBS volume, the available EBS volume. Once it is attached, I will, if partition is required, I can format and partition within by logging into the Linux machine.
Okay. So post your application is live. Okay. And the server is restarting. Your application is running in a EC2 machine. Your server is restarting due to high load. So what is your solution?
So first of all, restarting due to high load.
Yes.
Okay. So I can create an auto scaling group here. So so I can create an AMI for instance. I can then use a template for auto scaling. Then I will create an auto scaling. If that is regular, then I will check. I will analyze the logs. Then, as per the business need, then I will go for the auto scaling policies.
Okay. Next.
Yeah, this is it. If it is the storage issue, then I will attach the create a storage, and then I will attach it to the. Or else for that particular moment, I can increase the instance size.
Okay.
Like compute or storage if necessary. I can change the type of the EC2 instance at that moment. And if the load is regular, I can create an auto scaling group with the CloudWatch metrics. Then I can trigger an alarm for it. Whenever the load is high, it can notify the team, and then it will create the number of pods, or if it is EC2, then number of EC2 instance it will be created more.
Okay, so you said like two terms, like one is for you are going to do auto scaling, that is for future plan, and you said like another one is you change the instance type for immediate purpose. You will go to
yes,
change
but
the
it will take.
So how you are going to troubleshoot? How you are going to understand the root cause?
Oh, through the CloudWatch logs, we can check how many number of users are hitting. And we can define an alarm that for CPU usage and memory usage, and even for the storage consumption. Once it hits the load, or even let's assume that we have an EC2 or any instance like Azure. So if it hits the 50% of CPU consumption, I can get an alarm. So that at that moment only, before exceeding 70 or 90%, then I can create an auto scaling group. So define it. So before the load hits, or even the application may get crashed, I can in prayer I can configure the infra so that there will be no downtime or any issues for the customer end.
Okay. So come to Jenkins. How we are going to secure Jenkins?
Securing Jenkins, the first thing is we should not run the Jenkins as a root user. Jenkins. Then we use the variables in the runtime, like the credentials in the runtime of the pipeline. So then, yes. So Jenkins, usually it will be created within the VPC, a private VPC. Yes, this is how we secure the Jenkins. And we use, for optimization purpose, we use the minimal images without, we can run it as a pod for the optimization purpose. And then
So suppose your Jenkins is running in EC2, so how are we going to secure?
so the EC2 should be created within a private VPC. Then it should not run as a root user. We should give permission for the local in the Ubuntu user or the local user. Then we have to run the Jenkins with their permissions. Then we can define the access policies within the Jenkins. Like developers should only access this data within the Jenkins. We have an option to configure that one within the Jenkins. So we will define it. So
Okay,
no one else will have the whole access permission for the Jenkins.
Okay, so like we need, so if someone asks you in the interview to securing Jenkins means you need to use matrix-based security for fine-grained permission. Otherwise, choose Jenkins own user database like LDAP. You can integrate your LDAP with your Jenkins. Okay.
Okay.
And then you can use role-based access control. Okay, for admin full access, for DevOps, or for DevOps means it's an admin. For dev to create and modify the jobs, not to give the permission to delete the jobs, and secure your Jenkins through HTTPS by using the SSL certificate. Okay, use Nginx because we can't expose our application outside the world, correct? So that's why we can use Nginx. So Nginx will take care your SSL termination. Okay.
Okay.
Then you can go with
the organization will do that, right? The SSL certification, they will usually.
Yes.
Okay.
They will do it. They're expecting to answer these points. Okay. Then you need to keep on update your plugins, okay? Because they will release it. Older versions will be there is a vulnerable, so you need to update your plugins up to date.
Okay, with proper support. Okay.
Yes. Okay, Rohit.
Yeah, thank you.
Niharika. Niharika. Niharika ಇದೆ. Siddesh. Okay. So how we are going to implement cost optimization on your AWS or cloud? Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you how we are going to optimize or how we are going to implement cost optimization in your AWS.
First, I go with the whatever the right suggest in the resources. I go with analyze the usages on the CPU, memory, or network. And that first we go with the right suggest resources, and that use pricing models because we having the on demand and also reserved instances, and also we having the saving plans and the spot instances. So on demand, it is flexible. So there is no because it is not expensive. No? That is we go with on demand. Reserved instance type. We go with the 1 to 3 years of commitment. And that time I go with the reserved instance. So I go with like saving plans. So it is more flexible, and then I do the spot instance. So depending on the requirement, I go with the pricing models. And then I sometimes I delete the unused EBS volumes also, and then old snapshot. And then in IS3, I go with the lifecycle policies. So you can using these lifecycle policies, we move old data from standard to glacier or deep archival.
Okay, one is you are going with the reserved instance and the saving plan. Okay, correct.
Yes.
Next, second one, what you said?
Unused EBS volumes we can delete it.
Okay, you are going to use S3 lifecycle policy and
Yes,
moving
sir.
whatever the data in the EBS, you can move it to S3 bucket to save your cost. Okay, that is that's the 2 points. Okay, next.
Next. I know, sir. We'll go through the next points also.
See, you need to be first thing. You need to use right sizing resources to reduce the cost by matching the instance size of storage to actual usage. So this will reduce your cost, and you can use auto scaling. Pay only for what you use by scaling up or down. So you can do if you are using your application is running in 2 instances, you can just enable auto scale depending upon your requirement. It is going to scale it out. Scale it up. If there is no request, then it is scaling down. This way also you can reduce the cost. Okay. So then that's what you already said, like moving the static content to S3 instead of EBS, and also we can enable S3 lifecycle policy and reserved instance on the saving plan. Then you can enable monitoring. So you can enable AWS budget to set cost threshold. So if it is hits some $80, you will need to get an alert notification. Okay. And also set up a CloudWatch alarm for unusual spikes in the resource usage. Okay. So in this way, we can reduce the cost.
Okay.
Okay, can you tell me what are the types of load balancers in AWS?
Load balancer. It's a load balancer. It will like classic load balancer, and then application load balancer, network load balancer, and then gateway load balancer. Application load balancer, it comes under the 7th layers in the OSI model, and then it is suited for the HTTP and HTTPS, and then the network load balancer. It is whenever high traffic load, and that time we use the network load balancer. It is a transport layer in the OSI model, and then it will it will use like we can take an example like Disney Hotstar, and whenever more number of people are attacking, and it is like that. That is.
Okay. So take a scenario. You configured an auto scaling for your application. Okay. So also there is a certain time. Okay. Your auto scaling is not restarting your instance or not creating an instance. So how we are going to troubleshoot?
Auto scaling?
See, auto scaling. What do you mean by auto scaling? Tell me.
It will scales our EC2 instances.
Okay. My question is, so you configured an auto scaling. Your application is running on a 2 instance. You configured an auto scaling to scale up to 5 instances. Okay. But after the increasing the CPU also, it is not scaling to 3 to 4 or 5. It is still showing only 2. It is failing to restart your or launching your EC2 instance. So how we are going to troubleshoot?
In auto scaling, first I do check our instances are not launching, so I do check the template, and also I check the IAM roles. So I auto scaling needs some of the permission to launch instance. I will do so check the IAM role, and then IAM role, and then okay. I only this one, sir. I will go through this one also.
Okay. One is those 2 points are correct. Checking IAM role. So EC2 instance profile or ESG role might lack in permission. It is unable to spin up your new EC2 instance. Then you are going to verify your launch template like AMID instance type is available in
Yes.
that region. So key pair security groups are there valid. Those 2 points correct. Next, apart from this,
And then I need to check EC2 instances limits. This one also I think. And then I also check my EC2 instance. EC2 instances need to check availability zones is corrected or not. I also check availability zones.
okay. So first we need to check whether your health of your EC2 is correct or not. So yes, ESG uses EC2 or ELB health checks, right, to auto scale. So if you go to EC2 on target groups, take the targets. If it is marked as unhealthy, that's why it is not able to spin up any EC2 instance. Okay. Check if this instance are marked healthy or not. Then we need to check the template. Then we need to check the IAM role. Then we need to check the scaling policy. Either you configured only for schedule policy, that's why it is not able to spin up any instance. Okay, you need to delete in conflict the schedules. Then, yeah, these are the major troubleshooting methods. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So suppose same question. So what would be the reason if the ALB target group shows instance as unhealthy?
Unhealthy. If our security group, instance security group, does not allow traffic from any load balancer, then some of the maybe wrong port opened in our load balancing, and then
Okay.
also check NACLs also blocking some inbound and outbound rules.
Hmm.
Then maybe it's something on sometime wrong path also. So it will it will getting the 404 error,
Okay.
and then sometimes our Nginx web server is crashed. Its application is not running, and then I do check the here auto scaling also. So user data has some of the errors. I also checked the in the load balancing. I use checked also HTTP. But if our app requires HTTPS, and that then I do check this.
Okay. So first we need to check the wrong health check configuration. Okay. Cause maybe like incorrect health check a path or port. Okay. So we need to update the health checks in the target group. Like we need to set the path, right? In the target group. And also maybe security groups or NACL blocking your ELB. So then like your application is running in a different port, you are configured in business, you are configured in a different. So that may be causing your instance as an unhealthy. Okay.
Yes, health check.
Okay. Okay, Siddesh. Jairam.
Hi, sir.
Jairam,
Good.
yeah, turn on your camera.
Okay, so I just turned on. Turned on. I think it's taking time to load.
Okay. So tell me, so how we are going to establish a connection between S3 and EC2?
Establish a connection between S3 and EC2.
Yeah.
Like here, we have to use event bridge to connect connection from one application to another application.
Event bridge. Is there any is that service even? Is there any service
Oh,
like
okay,
the
okay.
event?
Okay, like we use like IAM roles and policies, right, to access the particular things.
Can you tell me once again?
Like here to S3 bucket to the EC2 instance, like we are using the policies, IAM roles and policies.
First, tell me what you mean by policy and what you mean by role.
Like policies, like whenever if there is an employee, like if they are having particular jobs they have to do, so there is an organization's policies, like they have to do regular activities day by day, then those policies will assign to the users. And like roles, like custom roles, like whenever user is need for temporary access, like so here we go for with the role.
Then what is my question?
Yeah, how to give access to S3 bucket to the EC2 instance.
How we are going to establish a connection between your EC2 and your S3?
Like in the EC2 only, like we configure that S3 bucket, right, in the same region based, or like in the east region, or in the same way, like we given the access to whoever who want to access that particular S3 bucket, depending on that policy, so the users can access, like
No. Yeah, Amrita.
For that, I will create one role with a S3 permission. Then I'll attach to the particular EC2 instances so that they can access the EC2 S3 objects.
So you need to create a role, and in that role you need to attach a policy.
Okay, the JSON format, yeah. Allow access.
You already forget all the concepts in AWS.
No, sir, I am revising, and I started today AWS to revise all the concepts. But actually, I remembered.
Okay. Suppose your EC2 is in a private subnet. Okay. So I want to make it S3 bucket because the EC2 is in private subnets.
Okay, my EC2 is in private subnet. Sir, can you repeat the question?
So your EC2 is in private subnet. I want to establish a connection between EC2 to your S3 bucket. So how are you going to do?
Like my EC2 is in the private subnet, means like I'll use the NAT gateway to connect connect from EC2 to the S3 bucket.
So tell me what you mean by NAT gateway. So why we need NAT gateway here?
Like NAT gateway, like for the connection purpose, like in the private subnet, it will not allow the internet access. So to for the internet access, we go with the NAT. We install the NAT gateway to get internet access in the private subnet.
So tell me, okay, that is also one way. So yeah, how you are going to connect?
Like to connect in that private subnet, like like again we are here we are going to use the roles allow the permissions, like configuring like private subnet.
Then apart from
I
this,
understand, sir.
anything
Yeah, I understand, sir. Like there is one more policy in our that name I'm not getting, sir. Actually, we use only services to enable in the private subnet. That name I'm not getting currently.
yeah, Nagarati.
Yeah, Sandeep. Basically, we use VPC endpoint here. Like with
Yes,
help of
endpoint.
with the VPC endpoint, we can privately connect it with our AWS services. We
Yes.
using here gateway endpoint here. It's basically supports S3 and DynamoDB.
See, if you are going with the NAT gateway, again it will charge because NAT gateway is not for free. So they are going to charge almost $30 to $40. I don't know how much cost they are right now. So if you are going to use for NAT gateway, the cost will be more. Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
So
actually,
what?
yeah, I studied, sir, but I have not revised long back. I studied how to revise all these concepts.
You are asking me to how you are going to study from this.
I complete today this AWS concept. Like few I didn't remember that name. Suddenly I didn't get that remember because I didn't revise the concept.
Okay. Okay. So next question, like for Nagarati. So like what are the listeners you set up in your ALB?
Basically, in listeners, we set up like as I know, it will be support only HTTP and HTTPS. So in that, I do use HTTP for 80, HTTP for 80, and HTTPS for 443. So I need to do this thing properly because listener is the only one. It's forwarding our request to the like target group. So I do configure like this in ALB.
Okay. So can you tell me the difference between ALB and NLB and their use cases when you are going to use ALB and when you are going to use NLB?
Yeah, basically when you're having handling our web services and microservices, so we
slowly you can tell Nagarati. Don't go with fast. I mean, don't go with fast. You can tell the slow only.
Sure, sir. In ALB, basically, we know like we handling the web services and microservices. So kind of applications, we go for application load balancing, and like we know like network load balancing is basically it's handle millions of requests per second. So when you're handling live streaming apps and we have a high-end games which having high graphics, so that need network load balancing. And as you know, like application load balancing is basically supports HTTP and HTTPS, and it's also having advanced routing policies like route-based and path-based. In coming to the network, it supports TCP and UDP, and basically it's route the topic through the IP and like route-based, and like yeah, sir, and even it actually application load balancing work in layer 7 of our OS model. It's application layer, and networking load balancing is working on layer 4 as a network like translate layer, and basically like our web application and microservices kind of things, we go for application load balancing, live streaming and gaming apps. We can go for a network.
Okay. So ALB works on the layer 7, NLB works on layer 4. ALB application load balancer uses the protocol called HTTP and HTTPS and WebSocket, where network load balancer uses TCP, TLS, and UDP, and if you come for application load balancer, use it for routing for content based or host based or path based. Like in network load balancer, we are going with the port based only. Okay, we don't have any content based.
Yeah.
It's a use cases is for ALB like hosting web application or API gateway, or if I want to route path based. So on that time I can go with the application load balancer. For example, for front end websites, REST APIs. So you can give these examples. Okay.
Okay.
So see, whatever you're telling is correct, but don't go with the super fast. Go with the
Okay.
slow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just you after one sentence, you can take some 1 second break and then you can explain. Okay. So when you are going to use NLV, like for high performance app that needs millions of requests, then I will go with the NLV. So NLV offers like ultra low latency workloads. Okay. So NLV handling non-HTTP traffic like TCP or UDP. So NLV use cases are gaming server or IoT platform like this. You can tell them. ಸೊ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
Yeah, Sandeep, I need to overcome this.
ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದನ್ನೇ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಲೋಗೆ ಹೇಳು, ನಿನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡೇ ಹೇಳು.
Yeah. I actually even like I got feedback from my colleagues, like my friends also. Like while telling, I'll be little bit fast, so I had to overcome this thing.
Just make a practice. So that's what I told you, right? After 1 second, take 1 second pause. Next, take second sentence. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the difference between a elastic IP and the private IP?
Elastic IP is basically we use to attach with EC2. Make sure whenever EC2 is stop, it's never ever change our public IP. If it is not attached, it means it's keep on changing. So for maintaining the same IP, we can go for elastic IP. Private IP is basically we need to make internally connected. So whenever when you have a EC2 instance in private subnet and even we have in public subnet within the VPC, so I had to communicate internally. So for that purpose, you can go for private IP. Even it will be not change our EC2 instance will be like stop. Our private IP will be keep as same. It's like static.
Can you tell me once again?
Yeah, like elastic IP is basically we can attach to the EC2 instance to make our IP public IP has to be static because we know like whenever like our EC2 instance like stop and start, it will keep change our public IP. So it make that public IP has to be static. For that purpose, we are attaching elastic IP to our EC2 instance, and private IP is basically we can go for to make communication internally. So as I said, our EC2 instance will be in same EPC, so they have to communicate internally through the private IP.
Okay. So one is static, one is public. So what is the scope of elastic IP?
Scope of elastic IP, that's it's making static of our IP address, public IP address. If you're working on EC2 instance and that has to be maintain a same IP, because if it is keep on changing, user may not able to access my app. So to maintain those things, so I had to attach elastic IP to the EC2 instance to make a static public IP address. It will be.
So what is the use case of elastic IP and private IP?
As I said, like elastic IP is basically to make static my public IP to in basically we can adding applications will be there in EC2 instance, and like users keep on access my applications through that particular EC2 instance, and if it is accidentally it can stop or it can terminate it will be change my public IP. If we have to make that public IP has to be static, so I have to be attached elastic IP to my EC2 instance. Make if it is stop also, the IP address will be same. They will never ever change. So user can access like every time. There is no like buffering for the users, and private IP we never ever like go through the publicly. We never ever, if your application has to be made private without internet connection, so we have to communicate internally through within the VPC. So on that purpose, we can go for private.
Okay. So come for Docker. So tell me, so what is the command used to delete all the stopped containers? Can you tell me the command?
All the stopped container we can go for prune here. It's a Docker prune followed by the container name. So which are the container is idle, it's not using, so it's deleted through the prune, Docker prune command.
Okay. So can you tell me what is the importance of kubeproxy?
kubeproxy basically it's act like a network components in our Kubernetes. It's basically route the traffic basically route the traffic from our IP address to this service through the using some pod IP, and it basically maintaining the networking and as well as load balancing. So it's act like a networking component in our Kubernetes cluster. So yeah.
Okay. So what do you mean by run in your Docker file?
Run basically a run means like whenever you have a build our image, we have to run it to make to create a container. So by creating the container, we have to run Docker run. It has to create a Docker container.
Okay. Okay.
Sandeep, sorry to interrupt
Yes.
here. Naga Reddy.
Yeah, Sandeep.
So we do use proxies in Docker, right? So why do we use proxy in Docker?
Proxy in Docker.
Okay. Let me ask this way. Say like you have created a Docker image.
Okay.
I mean, basically the container that interacts some data to require your build. Okay. Build or maybe any task that is required for your Docker container.
Okay.
So for that, you need a proxy. So how we are going to manage a proxy in the server? I mean, server itself is your Docker container. So how you are going to maintain that? Where you are going to add those proxy and what you are going to do?
Basically, proxies act like a networking. It's like it's just routing our traffic, whichever we created through the Docker image. We have to build image. So through that has to be
build image will go later.
Okay.
I want the proxy to be set from your Docker. How you are going to deal with this? Because say like you have to download it from some source with an external websites. That is it's basically the open source that you need to incorporate in your Docker container. To incorporate in Docker container, you need to set some proxy, right?
Like basically,
say like your Lambda requires some proxy from AWS. Okay, that you will have to do it from Docker container. You will have to set some proxy to download those open source document or open source files, right?
Okay.
So how we are going to do this?
No, proxies like basically we can like while pulling our image through the like any private registry. So I just give the path through the proxy. I think
to give the path. So will it simply give when you given a path and will it pull it in your Docker container?
No, I have to give an image name properly. So with the latest versions.
No, that is not even an image. Maybe say like there is a file.
Okay.
That supports your Docker container to generate your build or to generate your to connect your Lambda.
Okay.
Or maybe any services from AWS. So basically what I'm asking here is you need to set up a proxy of the open source because we no need to pay that. We have to set up a proxy to get a file.
Okay.
So how are we going to do this?
Uh,
Okay, let's give an example this way. You will have to set up a proxy for Oracle Cloud. Okay, so there are the dependencies that you need to download it, some files as a dependency.
okay.
Okay, so how we're going to set up a proxy for Oracle Cloud?
Like, well, proxy actually I didn't implement it in Docker. So
Okay, in generic way, what is mean by proxy?
like proxies act like a dummy, like it's really you know need to make it properly, so we can go for proxy to handle these things. So instead of main, it has to be handled as an proxy. So
that's what is meant by proxy. That's what I'm asking. What you're going to do?
So proxy actually we use it in Kubernetes only. So in Docker container we don't implement it, I think. So while pulling the things, we just give the path, but how to implement it proxy? Sandeep,
no, implementation is secondary. Yaar. What is meant by proxy? The simple way. What you understood?
Like proxies like act like a dummy. It's like as I said, like instead of giving a main resources, we can go for proxy. So I do understand.
So basically, you will have to pass the server of that which you are going to set up a proxy, right? Say like you are going to set up a proxy between Oracle server or Oracle database to your container. You will have to pass your Oracle server ID into your Docker file and the credentials of that server, right?
Oh, yeah. Like for that, I have to configure.
That's what I'm asking, right? You need to understand the question clearly instead of saying answers in the speed of when you're saying in a statements. You need to understand the question first, right?
Yeah.
You need to pass a proxy between them, the connection between them. Then you are going to pull the data, right?
Yeah, Sandeep.
Okay. Say like you have the scenarios of basically the runtime dependency. So I know need to create a server. I want my task to be executed as a runtime dependency. Okay. So what is the best way? What is the best practice that you are going to give? Because I'll have to clone my repository. I'll have to do my activity like your CMake lint clang ID, and you will have to build your source code and run the SonarQube, and you will have to do your unit test, and you will do post-build actions. Everything should execute in your pipelines. And later on, I don't want to keep my data in anywhere. I want the on-time result, which I don't want to store the data, which is executed in my pipeline. So what is the best practice that you are going to suggest here?
Instead of server, I basically go for a Docker container as to run as a like Jenkins slave here. That really slave.
When you are mentioning Jenkins slave, what is meant by Jenkins slave basically?
Jenkins slave is like a separate server. It's like it's just like configure our build with help of a Jenkins master. Even we can run. It's like in top of our Jenkins slave, we can run our jobs.
See, Jenkins slave is different. What did I ask you?
You
asked you like I want the task to be executed, which I don't want to keep the data anywhere because it consumes the data, because I wanted to store the data, which is very costing for me, right? I'll have to look for the costing. I don't want to keep the data. I want the task to be executed, whatever I want, the execution, which completes in that environment. And later on, I don't want to store the data. So what is the best practice, best method that you're going to suggest here?
It's like after the build, you don't like once you build, basically we can store it through a JFrag. We do have a basically we can store like our Docker image to the JFrag, so it make our cost optimization as compared to storing by using some AWS ECR.
No, I'm not asking the storage of your Docker image into the Artifactory. Okay, let me ask this way. I wanted to clone my repository. Okay, so inside that repository, you have some codes that you will have to build it whatever the stages that you created, it should execute inside some environment. And soon after completion of all the stages, I should delete my data. I don't want to keep it in anywhere, either in your S3 or in your local server or wherever you want. I don't want to keep the data. I want the result to be pushed to the Artifactory. Only I can see in the Artifactory or your Nexus or your S3 bucket. Okay, this is the build I got it, or this is the task that I executed. That I wanted. How you are going to implement this?
Means to say I take a backup of this Jenkins build. Once
I think you're not getting my question.
For that one, we can log in for the server and schedule a cron job, so that for deletion of the local files, for the if the Jenkins folder is there, we can delete the whole data for a day or at least a week, so that the storage will be optimized at that moment.
Okay, say like your cron has broken, right? So what is the best method? From your pipeline only, you will have to run your all the stages, and I don't want to keep my data. Even it can store the logs also, right?
Okay.
I don't want to
that
keep
is
the
the
log.
case. We can run periodically. We can schedule a cron job in the Jenkins too, so that and run a script to delete the data and the logs itself.
Okay, even though some of the logs are required to get fetched for some other applications, when you're setting up your cron job, it will delete complete log so that you will get application down. You might get an issue, right, in your environment.
So you want only the logs?
Not only logs. See, I think you did not get my question. See, you have the pipeline script.
Okay.
Say like Jenkins Groovy or your any YAML file or any script that you have written. That script executes your all stages, right?
Yes.
Like say like Groovy, Jenkins. So it do your clone and it will do your client ID and it will build your code and it generates a binary and it keeps the data in the locally.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
So instead of keeping all the data in locally, I wanted to delete complete data because I don't want to keep the data to be stored because my resources are consumed by keeping the data. So what is the best method that you guys can suggest here?
Sandeep, just we can delete like RM, IFNF and temporary data so that it will delete like in pipeline only we can write like RM IFNF so that will delete the local file which is present.
Where you're going to delete?
In the Jenkins pipeline only I can write that after generating that will be in the temporary. When we build the Jenkins pipelines, so as you said, like we are generating something script in the pipeline.
Like post build action.
Yeah, so that we can delete like in the next step, like after pushing to the Artifactory. So then I can write a command inside that stage rm-f. So then we can delete that file.
Okay. Say like you have the branch created. That particular branch is running some pipeline. Okay. Even though when you create your all the logs or some temporary files, even though that branch is particularly exists in your workspace, right? So you are going to delete some data inside the branch as a folder which is created inside your environment, and you are going to delete it. Right? I don't want to keep the branch name as a folder itself. I want to remove everything.
We can clean the workspace, right? After build.
When you clean the workspace, will your stages will work?
After post build, in post build actions.
You are going to delete the workspace. If you delete the workspace, again your branch folder will exist in your pipeline, right?
Branch folder. Yeah.
For
Correct,
that.
right?
Yeah.
For that we can manually manually delete the files, right? Or even we can schedule a cron job that one too, right? So whatever files that has to be removed from the machine, from the instance, we can schedule a cron job by logging into that machine, right? So that it will be by weekly or daily, it will be gone. We can schedule it.
Wait, that's what I'm asking. See, when you schedule the cron job, it will delete all the logs which is required for your dependency for the next application, right?
Logs, we can filter it out, right? What has to be deleted and what should not be deleted. So we will keep the logs and we will delete the other
Okay, if
resources.
there are multiple n number of logs
Huh?
which is present in your environment, what kind of logic that it is very difficult to maintain those logics in, say, suppose if you want to keep .csv or .log or .db or .csv, .pdf, .png, right?
Huh?
So all the thing that you need to keep in your script, right? So instead of
for
doing
that one, we can
wait,
push.
I
Okay.
think you guys are not getting my question.
Okay.
So instead of that, let me suggest here, we'll have to go with the runtime Docker images. Okay, so inside that we do execute all our tasks. Okay, after completion of your all the stages, whatever the script, the stages that you created. So after running your post build actions, delete your container, simple.
Okay, the container itself is not required here.
That's what I'm asking. The best way, the best method that we wanted, the current the organization required that only.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So delete your container whenever you want. See, Docker container itself is your Linux machine, right?
Yes, but the logs. Yeah, so you want us to maintain the logs in the external volume.
Not in the external volume.
By
when you
mounting
create your Docker container, whatever the output that you got it from your build pipeline, that you will keep it in your S3 bucket or your Artifactory or your Nexus. Right?
Okay.
So anyways, we have the build or anyways, we have the logs in the Artifactory. Why we need to keep the logs in the environment itself? We can delete it, na container itself, whenever it needs. So to prepare that, you will have to build the container properly and keep it in the image in the Artifactory or S3 bucket. Whenever it needs, you will have to implement the logic saying whenever whoever the triggers the pipeline pulls the image from S3 bucket or from your ECR, create a container, execute your stages, delete the container once your stage completes, right?
Okay.
Runtime variable, serverless activity. Either you can implement Lambda or the Docker container. So we should know everything. So whenever the scenario comes, we'll have to do this way, right?
Okay.
Yes. And Bari Sagar.
Yes,
say like you have containerized a Jenkins, right? So when you containerize Jenkins, even though it is getting more time to run because your container itself is Docker container. And inside that you are running some jobs, right?
Yes, yes.
So when it is getting more time to restart it. So what is the best practice that you are going to keep? Okay, say suppose if your build is taking 40 minutes, not only build, when you're creating your infra, when the Terraform templates, when you deployed from your Jenkins, it is taking more time. So inside your Docker container, you have containerized Jenkins. Inside that, your Terraform templates are running when creating an infra, when creating a DB infra, when creating your VPC, when creating your Lambda, any functions, any service that you are creating from your pipeline, it is taking 40 minutes of time. Okay, so how we are going to optimize this? What is the best solution that you are going to provide here?
So if the long running containerized Jenkins job, so I don't means I can just copy what are the specific in the Docker file. So I will copy only the specific whatever the required in the Docker Compose. So I will write the Docker Compose for the Postgres. So in that, what I do, so I will copy just
wait. I'm a bit confused here. Docker Compose for what?
For Postgres. So because like if we are running any two applications, so we need to write a Docker Compose for the backend, like for the SQL to run up, because the application which is dependent on the Postgres, no, so that won't work, right? So we need to create a Docker Compose for it.
So when you do the Docker Compose, even though you are making it more complex.
Okay.
When you do the Docker complex, you will have to call multiple files and you will have to write a YAML file to create a Docker container, right? Again,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah.
making it to 40 to 50 minutes.
So for Docker Compose, like I can use from
No. Don't go
Postgres.
for Docker Compose. On
Okay,
your
not
statement
Docker
only, I'm
Compose.
asking a
Okay, only
questions.
the image. Okay. So only the image. We can in that image we can just copy only the entry point of initdb, so that the Postgres in that it will store a minimal data of that. So whatever the we required, so that will be stored in the registry, so that we can use in the pipeline. Like
No, wait. Are you aware of Docker layers?
Docker layers.
Yes.
I mean, you are asking. Like what? Like from Ubuntu, whatever the layers we get, like run and copy, CMD. These are the layers.
No, wait. What is meant by Docker layers, first of all? What you understood?
So every instructions we give in the Docker file, so it clears, it creates a layer, like so that will read only the what we give the instructions.
Correct,
So
right? So
yeah,
wait. Basically, so when you run your copy CMD, or when you run the
yes,
multiple CMD commands, it creates the each layer and it creates
yeah,
the container, correct?
yes,
So when
right,
you're looking for the optimization, so say suppose if you used multiple CMD or if you used multiple copy command, can
yeah,
we optimize to run it in a single layer? So that you are reducing your Docker container layer, so that automatically it will reduce the image Docker container size, correct?
yes.
Can't we do this?
Yeah. We can run the multiple copy
So
commands.
that's what I asked. You are running your
Yes.
environment in the containerized Jenkins. So
Yeah.
you are creating an infrastructure inside
Mm.
your Docker container. Your Docker container is consuming more memory, taking 40 minutes of time. Then you will have to think in the Docker container itself, right?
Okay.
So instead of using multiple CMD, instead of using multiple copy and or, you can keep it in a and if or if method in the Docker file itself, because it's a Linux environment, right? You can
Yes.
use and if and arif, and you can write a Docker file and rebuild it and push it in Artifactory whenever it needs. It is taking 20 minutes of time instead of 40 minutes, correct?
Yeah.
Why
Right.
you guys are not thinking this way? See, that's
Okay.
why you need to
Yes.
understand the question clearly when you are making a statement. See, it's not like you have to, you guys are telling this way, but at least we want the nearby answers, right? So even though when you not worked in project also, it looks like, so based on the question, okay, let me do this way, correct, right? Docker layers, you will have to think on this Docker layers and reduce the size of a container when it is creating, correct, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So actually, I got confused here because of the Postgres. So actually, whenever
That's
I
what. See,
open the
you only went
Postgres,
to Postgres, right?
yes.
Did I
Yeah.
mention Postgres in my statement?
No. Actually, I taken as a Postgres. So then I went to the Docker Compose because like we required the
Yes.
no. So sorry. Yeah.
So
Okay.
here, just a suggestion: don't deviate the statement when you're making based on the question asked.
Yeah.
Okay. And Amruta, yes. Amruta, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So say like you have multiple workspaces in your Terraform environment. Okay.
Okay.
So you will have to deploy 2 instances in dev environment and 2 instances in prod environment. How we are going to implement this? So we want the best practice and best method. Everyone should accept, okay, you have implemented this, and let's give a practice as a best practice. Because you'll have to go with the functions as a reusable functions to get a pipeline optimization, right? Amruta.
Yes.
How we are going to implement this? Are you aware of workspaces in Terraform?
Yes.
Then what is your answer instead of yes? Can you repeat the question?
I actually didn't get your question, and I understood like a multiple workspace with.
Amruta, yes, you need, if you're not understanding question, you need to ask, I did not understood the question. At least you can repeat the statement, right?
Yes.
Basic sense. Okay, let me ask this way. There are multiple workspaces in your Terraform environment. Okay?
Okay.
So there are some instances that you created through the Terraform template. As soon as it creates the EC2 instances, 2 instances should get deployed into the dev workspace, and the rest of the 3 instances should get deployed into the prod workspaces. So how we are going to implement this? Did you understood the question?
I understood actually here. They are burning crackers. Due to that sound, I'm unable to hear your voice.
Okay. So say like you have the pipeline. Able to hear me clearly?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay. Now say like you have the pipeline script that you created and already it is working. Everything is stable and all the pipelines are working. That you implemented as multi-branch pipeline. Okay. You will have to trigger a dummy pipeline. Dummy pipeline in the sense you have connected to Git to your pipeline, either maybe your Jenkins or GitLab CI or maybe Azure AD, any pipeline that you used. You will have to trigger a dummy pipeline. Whatever the existing code in the master branch, it should trigger without changing your code change. So how we are going to do this?
So I have to not change the code like that only. I have to create a dummy pipeline now.
Yes.
In that case, I can in say in GitHub or GitLab, I can commit the changes. Means I can commit the changes and push that one. And
Okay.
I can,
wait. Before pushing, what you are going to commit?
I will I will commit like means this is a dummy what's it, build like that. I'll make the commit and I'll push that one.
So when you are making dummy commit, you will have to do some changes, right?
Yes.
So I asked you like without changing your code. Okay, if it is not changing, what you are going to do to commit your dummy commit? You're getting my question?
Yes. Without changing, we have to push the code.
Yes. So as soon as it pushed, will it pipeline get triggers? Okay, let's go push later. So what changes that you are going to do in your environment to trigger a pipeline?
What changes to do to trigger a pipeline now?
Okay. So are you getting something or do we need to move to the next question?
I'm getting, but
okay. So let me ask this way. Why do we use amend?
Amend Git amend will means it will not do, but it will not change the commit messages. Means whatever will be there, it will be there itself. It will not replace.
What is the command? Can you specify the command here?
Git commit hyphen amend M with the commit message, new message.
Okay, when you run amend, will your commit ID will change or will it be the same?
No. Commit ID will be the same.
Commit ID will be the same. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So say like you have the VPC created in your environment. Okay. So even though when you all created your CloudWatch and CloudTrail and you have your Lambda created in your cloud environment. Okay. So say suppose if I wanted to turn on the EC2 instance based on the need, that should triggered by CloudWatch, right? The event, basically we call it as event, right? So how you are going to trigger an email or a timer to get notified your EC2 instance is triggered or turned on, or it is say like it is started. So how I'll get to know what is the best practice that you are going to implement? You getting my question or confused?
Yes. No. To get alert message of what we are, what you'll do. What that was the question, right?
Yes.
So for that, I can go with SNS, so that from there I can attach my mail ID or my team mail ID, so that whatever the changes will be done, all those will be triggered with the mail.
Okay. Say like if I am an external employee of your organization, I wanted to get triggered of your instance get started. So how you are going to implement it? Because every organization has their own internal employees or contractors.
Okay.
So basically you need to trigger an email with everyone. That's what the intention here. So what is the method? What is the practice that you are going to do?
For internal, we can use SNS. For external, I think even for external employees also we can use SNS itself. From there we can add their mail IDs.
Mail IDs in where?
In SNS, in IAM.
You are in the right track. You need to elaborate that.
In SNS means there we will give the employee mail IDs so that whatever the changes is going through, so it will give the alert for internal and external employees.
Okay, before triggering an alert, you will have to create IAM roles to all the resources, right? Basically the infrastructure maintenance. Yes. Infrastructure maintenance is not only to create your DB, not only to create your S3 bucket. Infrastructure in the sense you will have to maintain the user access in the IAM roles, right?
Yes.
The group access.
Yes.
So particular group access we need to provide. That group we're gonna call it in a template, in Terraform template. When you deploy that, it will go to the CloudWatch and triggers an email, right?
Yes.
Now, tell me what are all the modules that you are going to implement in Terraform for these activities.
For this, first of all, I'll go with IAM, and then there I'll create with the role.
You will create roles in the template itself?
No. Yeah.
Are you able to see the answer or how it is?
Yeah, but I'm getting a little confused there. Like,
what is your confusion?
Means whatever.
I did not get you. What is your confusion here?
No, actually, I got confused. Like what?
That's what I'm asking. What is your confusion? Let's clarify that, na? Before moving to implementation, let's clarify your doubts and confusions first.
First of all, I'll create the IAM roles. So from there, I will give the roles and
Okay. So when you are creating your IAM roles, are you going to create manually or you will deploy some templates?
manually I'll create.
You will create manually.
I mean, so from templates only will create.
Okay. If you create a template if you create IAM roles in template, can't we call the template in your Terraform environment?
We can call.
Is that your confusion or what it is?
No. It's not.
See, we need to assign some roles kind of template that already the template is available in your Git remote. You can call the template. The template contains all your user data with a particular group access that you can call it in your Terraform environment. You can deploy it. Na?
Yes.
So that you are going to assign particular users groups access level, the IAM role is completed, right?
Yes.
So even externals also can access your environment, right?
Yes.
The infrastructure maintenance.
Yes.
Are you aware of these things or simply you're saying yes?
No, I have done this one.
See, why we're asking this, basically you need to understand clearly the modules. When you understood the modules only, it is possible to implement these cases.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it from my end. Sandeep, do you have any questions here?
No. Okay.
Okay, we'll wind up then.
Okay, so take an assignment. Okay. So can anyone tell me, suppose in Kubernetes, you are running a pod, okay. So if I delete the secret, will that application will work?
No, sir. It's like misconfiguration will come, right? It will be in the part it will not work due to misconfiguration.
See, your pod is already deployed. It is running in your cluster. Okay. So when your pod starts, on that time the secrets are there. After some time, someone comes and deletes your secrets. Will that application work?
Yes, it will work at that moment. Only for the next build, there will be an issue.
Okay. So why? So how it works?
Means, what kind of secrets are you referring to here?
Secrets only. So you created a secret like you are keeping your DBS or RDS username and the password. Okay. When the pod starts, okay, the secrets are there. So after your pod starting, after 10 minutes, someone deleted the secrets.
Okay, if there is an RDS created, then it will be created in the cloud, right? It will have by default.
I'm not asking about the RDS. Will your application will work or not?
Yes, it will work. If the secret is not, then it will work. It will work.
Okay. It will work means how? What is the reason?
Maybe this first invariant claim.
And the secrets are injected for the necessary where it required. So there is no need for the secrets at this moment. Only for the next build, for the injection purpose, we need the secrets. If we are creating an RDS,
this is not for the next build. If the pod restarts, then there will be a problem because whenever the pod starts, right, so it will read the secrets and keep it in the container runtime. It's like a cache. Okay. So all the secrets will be in your container. If the container restarts, then there will be the problem. So when if your username or the password expires, then every pod should be restart. Whichever the pod that using your secrets, those pods should be restart. Okay. If it is expired, if it is same password, someone delete the secrets, your application will work unless if the pod restarts. Okay.
Okay.
In the interview, they are going to ask why it will work. So you need to tell them it. So whenever the pod starts, all the secrets or the config maps will be injected into your container runtime.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the interview, we should ask what kind of secrets they are referring to, right? Because to answer it, because if we define an
Yeah,
AWS,
see, it's a API token, client ID, client secret, maybe your username and the password. So whatever the secrets given by the developer, those things we will keep it. It is not mandatory. You need to follow some same set of rules. Because in my project, we are using client ID, client secret, and tenant ID of your key vault. Because we are reading from the keyword. So developer written a code in such a way that so we will pass the tenant ID and the client secrets. By using that, the Python code will read the secrets from the keyword. From the keyword, it is connecting to your DB. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not mandatory to use username and the password. It depends on how you are using your application. Because we are not the one who is creating the secrets, so developer will give the secrets. So we will keep it as a secrets or config map. Okay.
and based on the resources and the application necessities.
Yes.
Okay.
But our intention is to make them secure. So no one can access those secrets. Okay. So that's why in the CI/CD also we will keep it in the AWS secret. So I already told you, right? So I think I showed you one application. So we will keep it key vault. From the key vault we are reading the secrets.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the after 1 year it is expires. So if I update in the key vault, if I run our job, so all the secrets will be updated in your cluster. Okay.
Okay.
And one assignment, like you can just go through what are the DevOps best practices. Okay, they may ask you in the interview. So after all questions, they may ask you, so what are the best practice? How you are going to implement the best practice of DevOps in your project? You can tell them with branching strategy, keeping secret, securing your application, and using KMS at the rest, and we'll use SSL and TLS for data in the transit. These things you need to tell in the interview. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure.
And also you can go through what you mean by resilience in cloud. Resilience is nothing but failover. Okay, so we will create a VPC in two regions, right? One VPC, one A, one B. If one fails, another will be standby. Okay, so that is mean by resilience. You can go through these. These are the common questions. Okay, common questions means some in the manager round they may ask you.
Sandeep, if you're done, I have a question to Rakshita.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done, Sandeep. You can go ahead.
Yeah. So, Rakshita, are you in the call? Rakshita Gangur. Wantedly, she'll not even turn on the mic. Rakshita Gangur. Okay. Siddesh.
Yes, sir.
So say like you have the source code, irrespective of the source code like Java, C, C, C++, .NET, C#, maybe kind of source code. So what is the way of doing the source code analysis, irrespective of the source code? What tool that you are going to suggest?
Linting tool, sir. I will go to the linting tool to analyze our source code in the linting tool. Actually, it will analyze the source code for formatting the errors and some of the common mistakes and also syntax mistake.
Can we believe the linting result when it application goes to the production?
No, sir. I will go with the SonarQube for the shows the code coverage matrix.
Okay, say like initially you told linting, then you were saying SonarQube, right? So even though when you wait. Okay. Even though when you implement both linting and the SonarQube in your project, when you release your application, what you are going to implement in Lint and what you are going to implement in SonarQube?
So in the linting tool, it will just analyze the source code. It will some of the common mistake we getting, and then it will formatting the errors also, and some of the bad coding, it will analyze the source code. SonarQube it will detect the bugs and then some of the security vulnerabilities, and then it will show us some of the code coverages metrics like our threshold value. It will reaches the 85%, 80 or 85%. Then it will move the further build step.
So where you are going to set those conditions?
Jenkins file.
You are going to set the conditions in Jenkins file. Okay, how your Jenkins going to authenticate your SonarQube? Okay, so very basic question. Are they SonarQube server and the Jenkins server are different or the same?
Different, sir.
Okay. If that is the case, if those are different, we need to get authenticated, right?
Yes, sir.
So how we are going to authenticate that? Are you getting my question?
Tell me 1 second, sir.
So basically both are different server, right?
Okay.
SonarQube and the Jenkins.
Yes, sir.
So you will have to connect between them.
Yes, sir.
That's what the question here.
For the authentication, I go with some of the credentials. We are
What
adding
is
the
meant by some of the
credentials.
credentials?
So adding the credential to authenticate our Jenkins. So into the
What
Jenkins
credentials you are going to add?
Credential in the sense like we are creating the credential in the Jenkins, and then
Okay,
GitHub.
say like when you are creating credentials in Jenkins, what credentials you are going to add? What kind of credentials?
Like username and
credentials.
tokens. Username and tokens.
Which username?
So username in the sense what are the logins in the username?
Which username I'm asking here?
SonarQube into the.
You will use SonarQube username in Jenkins?
No, sir. Jenkins credential we can add.
No, yeah, you will create Jenkins credentials. When you are creating your Jenkins credentials, what kind of credentials that you are going to create, and which credentials that you are going to add in Jenkins when you are authenticating your SonarQube?
I need to add a token.
Which token? Are you getting my question?
Which token, sir?
See, when you are making a statement, you are not sure on this. When you are in a position, when you are in a condition of, when you are not sure on your statement, questions will come this way only. Whatever you are saying, you should tell in a confident level. Okay.
Okay.
You will have to create your SonarQube credentials in your Jenkins, right?
Yes, sir.
And you have to tell that in a confident way, right? Have you integrated Artifactory or Nexus? Or have you integrated your GitLab in your Jenkins?
Yes, sir.
And what credentials that you provided there?
Username, sir.
Username of what? Siddesh.
Yes, sir.
Which username that you are going to create in Jenkins here?
JFrog or Nexus username will give the username. If you want to go JFrog, I will go the JFrog username, and then if you want to SonarQube, you can go with the SonarQube username.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So then why do we use curl or JFrog CLI when we want to the credential-less, which is available from the JFrog Artifactory, JFrog CLI. We use JFrog CLI, right?
Yes.
Then what is the difference between when you are creating credentials in Jenkins from Artifactory and what is the credentials, JFrog credentials that we use in when we authenticate to the Artifactory? What is the difference between them?
Sorry, sir, I'm not getting the question.
See, because we want the robust connectivity. Okay, so that is the reason we wanted to be very clear when you are making a connectivity between the external source or out of the tool. We want the robust connectivity. Are you able to understand robust connectivity?
No, sir. Tell me.
You were not able to understand robust meaning.
No, sir.
No, you said?
Yes. Robust connectivity, I don't know.
Okay, so when you are connecting between the open source or when you are connecting between the enterprise version of purchased version of tool, after setup, your connectivity should work when you run after 5 years. Okay. The pipeline when you are running after 5 years also, it should work. So-called robust. Okay. The long-term support.
Long-term support with the robust connectivity. Okay.
No, yeah, robust connectivity is a basic statement I said. That's what I asked. Robust connectivity, robust base, or a strong base. Right?
Yes, sir.
Then you said no. The meaning of robust. You need to understand the basic concept, Siddesh. It is very, very basic. Okay, I think that's it from my end here. We'll continue tomorrow, same time, Q&A. Sandeep, do you want to add here?
No. So for everyone, like get on Android mobile, and by this weekend, can you submit all of you? So I will ping your address. Those who are in Bangalore, they can come and give us.
Okay, Sandeep.
So ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಈಗ? ಸಿದ್ದೇಶ್, ಪೃಥ್ವಿ, ನಾಗಾರೆಡ್ಡಿ. Only 3 members are in Bangalore. Okay. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ಇದಾರೋ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಬ್ಬರಿಂದ ಸೇರಿ. ಸೊ 2 ಸಿಮ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ ನೇಮ್ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂಸ್. ಓಕೆ. ಬಟ್ Q&A ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ another 15 to 20 days, so we will conduct regular Q&A. Even if you are attending interviews also, you need to attend for Q&A parallelly. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, ಈ ವೀಕಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ? ಅಥವಾ ಏನೋ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ವಾ? Okay. So, till who are not ready, I mean, not taken the mobile or SIM, ರೋಹಿತ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕೊಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಸೊ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಂದ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ Nginx ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ EC2 ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ EC2 ಸ್ಪಿನ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಂದು Node.js ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹಲೋ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ. So Node.js open the port for 3000. Okay. Install Nginx server or Nginx package. From 80 to 3000, you need to route the traffic. Okay. You got my question?
So it's front-end port idea, back-end port 3004 ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
Okay, so you need to be install some Node.js package na install ಮಾಡಿ.
Okay.
Build ಮಾಡಿ. Okay. npm install npm run build ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay. ಸೊ ಅದು ಎನಿವೇ IP ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ವಿತ್ 3000 ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ 3000 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್, ಬಟ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಯಿಂದ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 80 ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ನನಗೆ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ 3000 ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಸೇ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ವಲ್ನರಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಎನಿವನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ in front of your application, we will use Nginx controller. Okay, install ಮಾಡಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Spin up 2 EC2 instance, install both of the same application in both EC2, and integrate your Nginx controller in both the servers. Then you can route the traffic from ALB to your Nginx. Okay, simple ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ. So you will understand what you mean by reverse proxy, and also go through what you mean by reverse proxy and what you mean by forward proxy.
Okay.
So I already told you. So what are the best practices of DevOps? Next, what you mean by resilience, and what you mean by reverse proxy and the forward proxy. Next one, install one application or run one application, Node.js application EC2, and try to route the traffic from Nginx and configure ALB. From ALB, you should route. Okay. If the user ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯೂಸರ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ IP ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಂದ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್, ALB ಇಂದಾನೇ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಾ ಇದನ್ನ?
Yes, we did this one.
Yes, we did, Sandeep.
Okay. If that is setup is already configured, then you need to configure. Okay. From ALB, you need to route the traffic to your Nginx. From Nginx, you should route to your application. ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, Sandeep, tomorrow are you going to take Q&A in the morning?
Yeah, morning I'll handle Q&A, Sandeep.
Okay.
Because Pooja and Omar Sharif is not joined.
So everyone also, I mean, ellaru join agi. So at what time? So 8 o'clock is fine?
No, I'll take it 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay.
Let's connect 7 o'clock in the morning here.
Okay.
Please go through all the concepts, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
And one more question. Okay.
Yes.
ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದಾಗ, ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ Kubernetes you have 3 nodes, okay? Suddenly something happens or unexpected traffic or your process consuming CPU or memory or something happens to your node, it is going down, okay? So how we are going to troubleshoot? ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay guys, we can connect tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Thanks.